Well, as you can see, I'm a little bit too late. Lester's a little bit too late for that one. Now that right there is not something that you like to see. The only good thing about Tex shredding that roll of hay underneath the awning here is the fact that it will give the babies a nice warm place to lay on those colder winter nights. I don't think that's why he's doing it, but I'll tell you what, it actually does serve a purpose. These cows, they don't need a whole lot of protection from the elements, but you can always tell that they enjoy laying up, at least laying their bellies onto a nice warm soft bed of hay compared to just laying out in the grass or the dirt. And so every time we put a roll of hay out, we can pretty much guarantee that Tex will come by and do his job to help spread it out good so that everyone can have their fair share. And if we're lucky, he will keep it all underneath the barn here and not let it roll off down the hill like last time. In case you're wondering what's going on with the culverts, well, that would be Waylon. He's just gone too long without beating up on some culverts. The problem is we have that smaller culvert stacked inside of the bigger culvert, and it makes it quite a bit heavier, and he's not real sure why he can't move it as easy as what he used to, and he's beginning to question his own strength. Enough of that game. Now we're going over to cut strings on all of our hay. I want you to notice what I've done with this hay here and how I've wedged it between this grove of trees. We know the hay rings don't work for us, and if I'm not careful, that big galoot right there will push this hay all the way down the hill. He'll ruin it all, friends. So I'm going to come by and cut the strings and leave it wedged right here, and we hope it'll last a while. Now the problem is this roll of hay right here, I've not had time to put a ring around it, and this is the problem. That right there would be the problem, because that roll of hay he will push around, and darn it, it's not going to last a day like that. Now here's the thing. If the hay is on the ground and it stays dry, it'll be fine. Watch them horns, sweetie. But if it ends up raining, or if the cows lay on it or poop on it, and pee on it, then it becomes they will not eat it, inedible. So I think I'll take maybe that hay ring right there. It's not a great hay ring, but I'll push it over the top of that and maybe save it a little bit longer. The problem is, if you remember last year, Reba got her horn stuck in the hay ring, and I come over here and found her all messed. Well, she wasn't messed up, but she was all caught up. That was not fun for her. So we'll just take this one here and try to roll it over and maybe preserve our hay a little bit longer. Well, as you can see, I'm a little bit too late. Lester's a little bit too late for that one. Also, even though I've cut those strings, Tex has still found them. He's found my cut strings. Reba, settle down, sweetie. Please. Tex, I want those string. I want that string off of your horns before you end up getting tangled up in it, okay? Hey, let me have that string. Let me have that. Okay, I got my string back. Yeah, you can cut the string so it's in small pieces, but you can't always pull it out from under the hay if it gets stuck under there. And everyone says, Lester, you cut that string before you set it down. I know that. But I sometimes have a hard time getting off and on the tractor multiple times because of my knee. So what I do is just set it down, then come back by and cut it. So I get off the tractor one time. One time is a lot easier than several times. Anyway, no damage is done, y'all. All is good. The hay's been collected. We're good. All right, that hay ring's in place there. We didn't lose a whole lot. Hopefully they'll still eat this up before it rains next. All right, we're continuing to cut string, friends. We are continuing to cut string. And get a bite of hay, sweetie. She's like, I like my hay in a nice ring. See how hard it is for the Longhorn. Look at here. You can see right there. You have to really work their heads in there because of their horns. It makes it hard on them. See this? And that is why we try to find alternative ways. We try to find alternative ways to set our hay out because hay rings just do not really work for us. But if you don't put it in a ring, that right there is what happens. Yeah, she's just gonna shred that one over there. As we watch, she's just shredding it as we watch. Oh, Reba, I love her, but she's something else. You wonder where she got it from? Anyone ever wonder where she gets all that mess from? Yeah. Do you guys remember that when we had to sort and separate our bulls away from the herd a while back, the females had a little bit of a hard time deciding who was going to be their leader. It ended up to being where Pearl and Reba were two of the most vocal, and they ended up being the leaders of the female herd. But do y'all remember whenever Prince Willie Joe got to be around a certain age? Now, he's still way too young to be a herd bull, obviously, but he got to be a certain age, and we begin to notice that he, on his own, would start calling to the ladies. And what a surprise the day that he called out and they all came. That was a defining moment for us to watch a bull maturation process happening right before our very eyes. And for the rest of for the next 4 or 5 months, he kept doing that. He became the little herd leader. Now, of course, now we have Tex and Waylon back with the herd. All of our moms have been bred. And then those who are too young, as far as our yearlings who are not ready yet, have been separated and sorted off. We have a few calves being weaned. But poor Prince Willie Joe is no longer the leader of the herd. He's not the man of the house anymore. But I'll tell you what, he had his time in the sun, didn't he? He had his time, and that was just a really fun thing to watch. As of today, I don't really know why, but our herd is split. We have a couple of moms off down in the pasture feeding. I also see Jezebel, it looks like, laid up on the hill, and then her calf, Serenity, is down by the dry creek. That's Loretta over there by herself, right there in the center of the screen. And then I think that might be Norma Jean. It's too far away to see. I got my phone zoomed in. I got the shakes, so I know you can't see a whole lot. But I see Amber Rose there with Pearl. I see Lord Grayson there with Gracie. And of course, there's Serenity right there by herself. Her mom's on the hill. Pearl. No, I'm sorry. Marilyn. I'm trying to find Marilyn, and you have to really look. But there's Marilyn over in that grove of trees eating on that hay. And Norma Jean, of course, would be her baby. who's over there in the shade of that tree. I don't know what she's doing. I think she might be in timeout. It looks like she must be in timeout for something. And that's cute.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.